After Zeus defeated the Titans, Typhon would be the last child Gaia would ever birth. Typhon is quite an odd being. He has a very strange appearance. He has hundreds of dragon-like heads that sprout from about his body. Artistic depictions usually have it around his collarbone. His legs are sometimes depicted as sort of snake-like appendages. His eyes can shoot fire, which I suppose is the classical equivalent of laser eyes. He also speaks odd languages. From my own book, it said that he speaks in a sort of series of noises, like the call of an animal, the whistle of a man, the sound of this, the sound of that. Weird jumbles of noises that somehow string into language. But I think my favorite sort of description of how he speaks is he speaks in languages not even the gods know. He is said to be born of lust and wiles, gifted with enormous strength and speed. The story pits him as a kind of rival to the gods, just as the Olympians were to the Titans. Typhon has the potential to replace Zeus as the supreme being of the cosmos. And so, Zeus and Typhon must do battle. Many authors have their own take on the story of Typhon and Zeus. My personal favorite is, I don't remember the author, where Typhon is winning quite severely against Zeus. And in fact, Zeus barely wins, ultimately, in the fight. And of course, Typhon gets thrown in with all the other prisoners that Zeus doesn't like, right into Tartarus. Now, Typhon, as a figure, is quite interesting. He's difficult to categorize. His mixed appearance, his violent endeavor, makes me want to say that he's a monster, a beast, like many others in Greek mythology. But his potential to have beaten Zeus, cunning Zeus, and to replace him as the ruler of the cosmos doesn't sound like something any old monster, any old beast could do. Like the last supreme ruler of the cosmos, Kronos did many things wrong, like swallowing his own children. But we would never call him a monster. We don't think of him as some unthinking, unaware beast. And in fact, Typhon's ability to have replaced Zeus places him in a category closer to the other gods than some monster. And therein lies why I find Typhon interesting. He is not the same simple elaboration on the idea of the evil adversary. He's a little more complicated. Rather, he seems to be something more like the unknown, something that we fear because we don't understand. He speaks languages that not even the gods know, that are unknown to anyone. His appearance is unlike anything, even in the mythical. For all the centaurs, the cyclopses, and the satyrs, they don't add up to the sheer strangeness of what it is Typhon appears to be. To add a somewhat visual description, if he has all these serpentine-like appendages, you can imagine they're all wiggling in all sorts of directions all at once, like some sort of Lovecraftian nightmare. His birth by Gaia, with lust and wiles, places him with a certain wildness that is apart from the ordering and reasoning of gods and men. Further enforced by his body being a mix and a match of various wild animals. His odd traits, his mixed and matched body, make it difficult for us to guess what Typhon's true nature is. And it is funny that I should describe Typhon as Lovecraftian, because ultimately what makes Typhon threatening, what makes him scary, is not his vast potential for violence. People aren't so directly afraid of the potential for violence. It is because he and his violence are an unknown element. His nature is unknown. His motivations beyond wanting to replace Zeus are also unknown. Violence in the hands of evil is not nearly as scary as that which might be held by motivations beyond our understanding. Motivations wholly unknown to us. We see he is born of wild, born of chaos, born of a nature wholly unrestrained, wielding such extreme violence. We have here another example, like I discussed last week, of the Greek binary. Zeus, king of the gods, guardian of Xenia, must fight the unknown and chaotic Typhon for rulership of the cosmos. Civilization versus nature. Order versus chaos.